Kábíyèsí o, kádé pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, kí rùkẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ́ lọ́wọ́. How you doing, sir?
How are you?
I'm great. Kí mi fún birthday mi o, kúkú gbúrò yín.
I know you didn't tell me about your birthday.
I'm sorry, I thought I was keeping it. I thought I told the whole world, but I guess if you never knew about it.
But I wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. How have you been?
I'm doing great.
You look great too. You look happy. You know?
Yeah, I'm more than happy. You have to be happy every day when you wake up.
Right.
It's like a gift. It's a gift every day that you wake up, because some people they don't have that privilege.
Exactly.
For you to wake up today and be able to breathe, to walk, to move, be able to talk to you right now.
Yeah,
it's a privilege. It's a gift.
Kábíyèsí.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kábíyèsí, we have a lot of grounds to cover today, so let's go right into it. First of all, I'd like to greet you, the passing of the late former governor of your state, Ajimobi. I know you were friends with him. Tell us a bit about your relationship with him.
You want me to tell you?
A bit of your relationship with him. What was he? A good friend? How did you meet him? What do you know about him that we don't know?
He's a great man that has touched many lives. He brought a new change and did a lot of infrastructures. When you see a leader and it's all about infrastructure and development, even though the status quo, which is the old ways, might not agree with many things that he's doing because of introducing new things. And that's why many people travel out and be exposed. When you bring those things that he learned from where he has been sojourning before he became the governor, when he brings that over to us, it's like craziness. It's just like when Mary Pleasure told us not to be killing our twins. People fought her. She came at the age of 28. You know, she was born like Mary Pleasure was born in 1848, came around 1876, and then, which was 28 years old, moved all the way from England to Nigeria, and she saw that this is barbaric. This is not good for us to be killing twins. Many twins in Nigeria today should thank Mary Pleasure for saving their lives, because they would have been dead.
Okay, so what I wanted to know was about your personal relationship with former governor of your state.
What I'm saying is that when you bring a new thing, I'm always about development. When I see people with new ideas that are great for the advancement of the human race, that's my friend.
Okay.
It's about serving to humanity. And that's all I do here. I'm a servant of my people.
Okay.
They call me.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
We'll come to that. Let's talk about your sojourn. I know you were in Canada for many years. Tell us about that, because you said obviously you got a bit of exposure. I saw an article you put on your post saying that the values you learned in Canada as part of the things you brought back home to your kingdom. Tell us a bit about that, your sojourn in Canada, and how you made the transfer back home to Nigeria.
When you travel overseas, it's a sojourn for you to learn more, experience more, and be exposed. People that don't travel don't have that. So when people like us are privileged to serve our people, the places that are working, that we call developed nations, we are still developing. So it means we are still learning. And things that you learn from a developed nation that is still developing, they are developing every day. You try and bring it down when you are in a position to serve your people. And this is all I do. And those are the things, many things that I learned is that when you're a leader, you don't suffer your people. You don't take things from them because you are in that position. Remember that you are the same, on the same level with them. So why would you be a little bit in a position to serve them and suffer the people? So I have learned that. And the only thing I brought to my people is about development. And in 4 years, there has been tremendous development to my people. And this is, it doesn't matter if people think I'm aggressive in my being focused and being on course to develop my, yes, and I'm doing that. But the people who sees the development and they know, you won't see anything that anybody will tell you that I did wrong to my people, I did bad to my people, I suffered my people, I took their land, I messed their, you know, I don't mess up my people's life. I brought development to them, and I've been doing that since 4 years.
All right, let me go to your. We hear you a lot of time when you speak, and you seem to always give allegiance to the experience you had abroad. It's almost suggesting that we are learning from them, bringing home. A Pan-Africanist who probably disagree with you says that Africa was well developed before the white man came, and that this is where civilization started. So why does it seem that you're constantly giving them the credit or acting as though they're the ones teaching us how to develop our own continent?
I will tell you something. We Africans were the first people when it comes to civilization. Right. But we slept and we didn't grow on it, on what we have. What we have, we didn't grow on it, we didn't update, we didn't upgrade. Do you know that we are the first people to start brushing our teeth with charcoal and salt?
Right.
Did we make a toothpaste? Today, white man is the one to make a toothpaste out of charcoal. We have gold. Italians don't have gold. There's no gold in Italy. But today, everybody wants to buy Italian gold. We have gold. Instead of us to mine it, have somebody to design it for us here, refine it. We don't do that. What we do is sell this raw gold for cheap. And then the Italians will now refine it, design it, and call it Italian gold. Have you ever heard about Nigerian gold in the world market? Only the raw one. So this is what we are talking about. The white man was living in their caves in Europe when we have been civilized. We are the first people to start embalming. Embalming cups start from Egypt. But who owns it now? We don't do that anymore. You won't see 5,000 years mummy like you see in Egypt. You won't see it with the white people. But we all what we knew, all what we are civilized about, we stopped it. We didn't grow on it. We want to stay in the past. And it won't work. Because the white men, what they did was to grow and develop and finish the product. We have
so are you saying there's nothing we can learn from our own forefathers? There's really nothing we've learned from them. Is that what you're saying?
Wait. Let me tell you. It's not that we don't learn some things from them, but most of the things we learn from them we're supposed to develop. We are not updating. We are not upgrading. Imagine we learn what we heard. All the food that we are eating today is still food from our forefathers. We haven't even created our own. All the let me tell you. Today, the Yoruba that we heard from our forefathers, is still the one we are using. We didn't upgrade. There is metric, there's plot, acres, and everything. The white man, what they did, do you know that chandelier has no word in Yoruba language? Sofa there is, when you're talking about chairs, there's sofa, there's couch, there is love chair, and you can easily explain this to your children, what a love chair is, what a sofa is, what a couch is. But we call everything aga. The chandelier, the fluorescent. We don't have, there are no professors in Yoruba sitting down to add more research. Let me tell you, there is no word for Yoruba for zillion. Our forefathers don't know about that. There will be a number zillions. But there won't be, for me to tell my own child now about how you can be speaking Yoruba, did I upgrade? Or is that Yoruba being upgraded for my child to speak the Yoruba language and not even put English in? Plot. There's what we call plot. There's what we call acres. There's what we call hectares. There is no word for that and no way to measure. So
what's your message, Kabiyesi? What exactly?
What we're telling our professors is that we are challenging them to sit down and start researching and adopting. If we say, for example, if we say 1 trillion, we will say Nini. If the professor adopted, is that not what we will follow? We are not adding value to most of our cultures, ways of tradition, and people confuse tradition, culture, and religion. Religion is different. When you worship something, you worship Ogun or Shango or something. That's your own religion. It's different from what we call culture and tradition. Culture and tradition is, for me, Kin so Yoruba, Kin Wagbada. Let me wear my agbada, let me wear my clothes, and speaking the Yoruba, but culture must be dynamic. It must move with time. It's not something that should be static. Let me tell you. Okay. Let me listen to something. We inherit the Igbos, and even we, the Yoruba, we inherit eating isiewu. Look at it. If you're ready to learn, you will listen to it. Anybody that is listening should be ready to learn. Imagine we're eating isiewu in 2020. Tell me what kind of meat is there in isiewu? Imagine a goat that has never brushed the teeth, and you are eating, you are sucking the bones of the teeth, and you are eating something with eyes, with nose, with ears. What are you? What's the difference between you and a cannibal? When you see isiewu with eyes and you are sucking out the eyeballs, you are sucking the juice. You are only sucking juice that they use for the soup. So when it comes to isiewu, a goat that has never brushed the teeth forever.
Eat cows too. People eat cows too. Cows too never brush.
The tooth. I'm talking about the head.
Right.
We're not talking about the meat.
Right.
We're not talking about the meat. We're talking about the head. Isiewu.
So you think it's barbaric? You think it's barbaric to eat the head of a goat?
It's not what we. Tell me one meat that you will get from the head of a goat. You are eating brains. You're sucking the brains out. You're sucking the teeth that doesn't brush the teeth. You're eating. Tell me what part of meat is in the head of a cow.
Okay. Point taken. Now, talking about culture evolving, we've seen quite a bit of evolution from your end. You know, you're an Oba like no other Oba. You wear quite a bit of colors. You seem to be very flamboyant. Sometimes we see you in the palace in suit and jeans with a face cap, you know, doing like a cool guy. Next thing, you know, you have all the entourage with you. How are you letting your culture evolve? Your own definition. What is cultural evolution to you? What exactly does it mean, especially in today's times?
What I'm telling you is that culture needs to move with time, and our children They in your you now in your office, you're wearing why are you not wearing Ofi, which is our own, to put more money in the pocket of our people? When you go to offices in Nigeria, in Africa, you wear the white man clothes. So I'm telling them, our own Ofi, our own traditional Ashoke. Ashoke is the only one that belongs to us. Any other white clothes, white lace, or white anything is not ours. And you see many people will go and buy a lace of 1 million naira. It is what the white man calls his own. They only added some value to those cotton. And then we buy laces for 1 million, 2 million, when our own, we can use it when we know that our children will not wear, our children today. Do you know that they will not, they will not wear Ofi to the office? So why don't you use that Ofi to make suit what our children likes? To make use Adira to make t-shirt. Let them wear under a 3-piece suit made of Ofi, made from Ofi. Use our own to make the white man's clothes that our children knows that is moving with time. The white man too is not that they didn't start with clothes. That's not their own tradition and culture. They didn't start with suits. They didn't start with. They used to. Do you know what they used to wear? They used to put on cow skins in the past. The problem with us here is that we don't have written history. Our history in Africa started with the kings. People don't know that there are life before before what is kingship. What is kingship? Kingship is just a new way of the colonial, a new administration, a government. That's what kingship is. We started it. Africans. That's why civilization starts from us. We started kingship. Kingship is a means of you have a king, and then you have the chief. The chiefs are like the ministers or the commissioners.
Okay. Now, this structure that you're talking about, we've somewhat lost quite a bit of it. I mean, in fact, the powers and influence of the Obas today have been watered down by, obviously, the white man's influence of democracy and all that. So, do you feel that there should be some kind of restructuring such that the Obas are more empowered to be more effective?
It is not about that only the white man didn't take your power from. What you did was that when it what you, our forefathers, did was that we sold our people to slavery. We the black people, we ourselves, the white man didn't just come and take your children. You and I, our forefathers, sold us, and that is wickedness. When you sell your children to the white man, then those children went away. They became slaves, but then they learned something from them. When during the time of freedom of slavery, abolition of slavery, all these children that we sold away, now they are educated. They are lawyers. Most of them, they went to school already, even though they were enslaved. But during the abolition of slavery, the white man told some of them, if you want to go back, you can go back. Some of them came to Nigeria. Some of them went to Liberia. Some of them went to Sierra Leone, different parts. These slaves that we sold off came back now and did what? And introduced. Because now they know that there is a firepower with the white people. So they brought those guns. They brought ammunitions, and they use it, we that we sold them, they use it to subdue us and tell these kings they are the one, they have hand in enslaving us. They have hand in doing that. So please, the white men, they told the colonial masters, take all the power from these leaders. They are evil. They are the ones, just a moment, listen. They are the ones that sold us in slavery. So when these children came back, the children that we sold as slaves, came back now and told the white man that has more firepower, bring your government, we will be the ones that will be the, and then most of our children that were slaves, that's why you see Williams, Coca, Salvador, many other names are from the white. That's why you see that those are the ones that came back. When they came back, they brought the white man's rule and they brought the law. So in the traditional system, there is not in the constitution. There is no constitutional power for kings. The only thing that we have is traditional. Only if you want to greet me. If you don't care, you might not greet me. It doesn't matter. So we lost, just a moment, we lost power because we did evil. We did worse to our children by selling them. Should that continue today? That's why my own kind of kingship is different. My own kind of kingship, I don't take nothing from my people. I'm changing the course of history so that you don't take nothing, so that these children sees you. We, the traditional rulers, are the ones that need to bring ourselves back.
Right.
That we are good leaders.
Right.
That we need to treat our subject as king. And know that you, the one that they call king, you are even the servant of the people. You are there to serve the people, not to be like Herod. Go and kill
you seem to be absolving the white man of their own responsibility in the entire slavery structure.
No,
it's all about us.
Just a moment. I didn't.
Right. Okay.
But let me tell you, you don't see the leaders of the Chinese selling their own children. Only the black men sold their own children to slavery. That is wickedness. So, believe me, nobody will invade your house. Nobody will invade you if there is no enemy within. The enemy within conspire with the one outside. So you black people don't want to take blames. Right. And if you don't take blame, there is no way there will be an healing process. There must be an healing process for you, our children. Okay. To see our leadership as a leadership, not the ones that sold their children. Many kings back in the day, our forefathers, were involved. Okay. Even the people that suffer as Africans most are the ones that they eulogize. Are the ones that they praise. Let me tell you, today in America, they are putting down the statue of all the slave masters. But Tinubu Square, Madam Tinubu Square is still standing in Lagos. She was the worst slave trader ever. And she was supported by kings. You know, they exiled her many times. Every time what she does is to marry a king. She wants to marry a king in a position of power so that she will have somebody to support her slave trade. We have a king in Lagos who did right by the people and did not sell slaves, was against slavery, and boom, do you know what they did? They have to take him out. They dethroned him.
Can I ask you a question for a second, please? Yes. Are you supporting those who are saying that they should pull down statues, especially that of Madam Tinubu in Tinubu Square? Because people are saying that it's part of our history. If you start pulling down statues, you are erasing a good chunk of our history, don't you think?
No, it will send a message It will send a message. They should put a statue of somebody that has done great.
Right. Okay.
They should put they should not put statue. We theologize and praise the people that have done better for us in Africa, in Nigeria, than people that have sold our children. Slavery is a wound that will never to heal from our people is going to take a long. They should even put the statue of the king that went against slavery. They should replace. Madam Tinubu should be in the museum if they want to know about that history. Any history that is not a good history should just be put in the museum, and we can say, "Oh, this is a wicked person." Yeah, but you are laughing about it. But believe me, Morayo, you might be part of the problem. If you are laughing on things that is actually mind-boggling, that has actually turn our race behind and pull us behind. If you know what slavery has done, our children that you sold into slavery, yeah, they came back and they brought a government that will give equity. The way kings rule in the past, the way our forefathers rule in the past, cutting heads of people that does anything, that is not what service to humanity should be about. That is not what leaders should be about. And if you don't agree with me, yes, you can say the era of kings cutting off the head of people, selling people into slavery to come back. Then you will know if your own children will be free in this society.
Okay, so I'll stay on the hashtag.
So the kings need to sit down and come back and see how we're gonna have a meeting to be doing good by our people. Let our people see us as servants. You will see many kings in Lagos. I know some of my friends who are kings in Lagos. They lease their land. They don't sell their land. They keep the inheritance of their fathers and they build upon it. There is a king that I know in Lagos now that is building a city, a great city that people will live and work in there. If you want, I don't want to mention his name. But let me tell you, this is the way you rule the land.
Okay, let's talk about
the way you serve your people. You don't serve your people by destroying farms, destroying people's livelihoods, and say because you are a king, you want to take something.
Okay, let's talk about kingship and being a good king, because the truth is that I see some of your videos. You go around town, you're talking to your people, they obviously love you. But Kabiyesi, with all due respect, when you go out, don't you see poverty? Don't you see people who are suffering? So as much as you're a king, you seem to be ruling over them, but there's still no real development. So for me, I'm not really impressed by those videos. I feel like they're still not developing, don't you think?
Then it means that you don't understand the concept of me leaving my palace, to go and mix with people who don't have.
Right.
I don't know if you get my concept. Mixing with people who don't have, bringing food to them, bringing everything to them, and bringing development. Let me tell you, this is one of the fastest growing towns in Nigeria, if not Africa. In my 4 years, I have brought over $1 billion worth of medical equipment. I facilitated it from Canada with another organization called NIA. I facilitated it, I brought it to Iwo. During my reign, National Open University, I have brought it with my own personal money. I renovated the place and brought the university. There is no court of appeal in Osun. I went all the way, traveled to Abuja to get court of appeal to come to Osun. Not only Iwo, Osun State. The court, the High Court, because there was paucity of funds, they want to take it from Iwo. I used my own personal money to do that. I have built monuments taken after monuments that brings tourism that attracts tourists, I have done it with my own personal money. I have used my own personal money to give 100,000 to people who don't have. I move from my palace to see those people because I want to see how they are living. That's my office. The town is my office. And when I see poverty, I will know how to deal with poverty. When I don't see poverty, then I think everybody's. When I'm not happy that when I see someone. But believe me, my people are now having. They are not have-nots anymore. The world is not what you think it is before. Today, I have facilitated, aggressively fought, and brought Federal College of Education to my town, in my own town. Another, just 4 days ago, another medical university with a university teaching hospital has been, we have laid the foundation again. So that billions in investments, federal and private, coming to you. So how do you think a king should, what do you think when you see me going around? I have to go around to my people. When it comes to empowering them, I do. With personal money, interest-free loans. Just a moment. Not loans with interest. Interest-free. I put the money in there. I didn't take the money from anybody. My personal money. The governor was there. The governor was there. The governor is even the one that helped me to hand over the checks to them.
Kabiyesi, I'm sorry to bust your bubble.
If I have 10 billion today, I will put that 10 billion in this town.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question, sir Kabiyesi. I have seen this before. This is not the first time we're seeing people attempting to do great things within their local communities. But the truth is, when you bring in these hospitals, when you bring in these universities, how are you inviting or attracting skills to come back to you? Because who's going to run the hospitals? Is it those who are uneducated? How are you going to get the educated, the professors, the doctors, the medical doctors who actually move to you? What are we doing to attract? Because that's the only reason.
I just told you about Federal College of Education. You're still asking about education. I just told you about National Open University. You're still talking about education.
You didn't get my question.
Let me tell you, when I first came on the throne, I'm the first king in Nigeria to go throughout all the schools in the whole land, over 400 schools. I went everywhere, visited them every day and giving them words of motivation on how to move this land forward. But there's a secret in moving land forward, and that's what we are talking about. It is the power of population. And
okay, I don't go there yet. I'll go to population because I want to stay on population for a second. You see, I went to a state, I won't mention the state, and the governor was talking about this beautiful edifice that he built. I went there, it was the most beautiful structure I've seen in Nigeria. But there were no doctors, there were no nurses, everybody had moved to the cities. So the question I'm asking you, sir, you built these lovely hospitals, you built these universities. Where are we going to attract? How are you going to attract people to actually come and teach in these universities? How are you going to attract medical doctors to actually come and treat in this facility? That's the question, sir.
When a federal college comes, it's like a federal university. The federal will be the one to send students. This October, and October is like in 3 months' time, the federal government has promised to send over like thousands of students and professionals, doctors, teachers, professors, and everything. In 4 years, we have done that.
Okay.
When you want to develop a town, it takes a process.
Right.
Because you are fighting against poverty. Poverty is fighting back. You are fighting against the status quo that you met on the ground. That one is fighting you back. Because when you are trying to develop a town, when you are not being corrupt, and you're trying to fight a place where they have known everything to sit down and do nothing. Those people will fight you back. When you fight poverty, it's not that poverty, don't think that poverty is sitting down. It's trying to fight you back. But in 4 years, I have fought poverty. I have won over poverty. My children, my people are now builders in this town. They are doing a lot. And let me tell you, it still has to do with the population, but you don't want us to touch there now.
No. We'll go there. Let's go to population, because I know you've been on this issue of population for a while. You're asking us to have more children. You know,
yes,
that we should have that. What exactly is the rationale, sir?
Okay. What does population means to you? Just ask yourself. What does population means to you? Look at everywhere around the world, the most populated cities. Why is Nigeria the giant of Africa? Why?
Population.
So is population good or not?
Well, it's good when you can take care of the people. When you can't, it's the problem.
Just a moment. Just a moment. God himself, the wisest ever, is God. Is the one that gives wisdom. We ask him for wisdom. He himself said in the creation that you should have children, procreate. He said, MRBC, MRS. So if God himself commanded that, and then man wants to make their own laws, then it means you're going against God's plan. Just a moment. Go and look at places like Mali, that they don't have population. Nobody will go there. Look at Kano. Sokoto is the seat. Sokoto is the seat of Uthman Dafodio. And Sokoto is supposed to be the capital, commercial capital of the north. But today, what's the capital of the north? It's Kano. Because of what? Because of population. If you don't know what population can do, go to Toronto and see other provinces apart from Toronto. Go to Lagos and see other places apart from Lagos. Go to Ibadan. Let me tell you, I'm building my own community, which we don't have enough power. And why we don't have power? Because the power resides in the people. The people are the population. In Ibadan, for instance, nobody will become the governor in Oyo State. Unless they give you, unless they want to cede it to you. Ibadan will always be the seat of the governor. They will always produce. Imagine today, the population of Osun is over 3 million, just 3 million something, in a democratically set up government. Imagine if only Iwo, if I have 10 million. My target is 10 to 20 million in the next 20 years. And if we have 10 million and the rest have 3 million or 4 million, what do you think? Any of our children that says he wants to be or the president or the governor or a minister will always get there because there is power on our side. Democracy is when they say government of the people, by the people, for the people, it is not just because people talk. It is because of the population.
So your population campaign is because of election, not so much about our growth. Because the truth is that
wait. Growth. If they said there is people coming in,
yeah,
is it a good thing for you or a bad news for the town?
There are two sides of the coin, sir. It's a good thing because when elections come, you can win a campaign. However, it's a bad thing.
Not only elections, companies, manufacturing companies, producing companies, that's where they are coming. That is what will bring development. Let me tell you, there is a place There is a place. Nobody will go and build their factory in a God-forsaken land where their population is just 5,000 because they love them. No. Let me tell you, in Canada, people prefer to put their company and producing plant in Toronto. Nova Scotia is almost as big as Nigeria.
Right.
They only have 80,000 population in the whole Nova Scotia. And maybe 80 or 800,000. Not even up to 1 million. 800,000. Many companies closed down in Nova Scotia because nobody to work. Today, go and check it. Companies closed down. Companies move to Toronto because when there is population, there is always growth.
Okay.
Population is the power of growth.
So let's break it down, sir.
Then you will, it is a collective responsibility for you to put education. Anywhere there is population growth, there will be education. Let me tell you, in the north, what happens to Kano? What happens to the north, even though they are populated? That is about their mental state. Their mental state in the north is that they were being told, and this is what causes Boko Haram. If you don't know what causes Boko Haram, these are Muslims who, for centuries, for thousands of years, they have been told that when you read the Quran, you learn the Arabic, go to Saudi Arabia. When you come, that's all you need for you to have a good life and to have paradise. Most of them in the north, what they did was what? They went to Saudi Arabia. They became doctors and professors of Arabic language. Are you listening to me?
Very clearly. I can hear you very clearly.
When they came back, to Nigeria, they found out it's a society. It's a society that doesn't need Arabic language. They only need English language. You can't be anything. You can only be an Arabic teacher if you are a professor of Arabic. So now the people that have put all their hopes and lives into just studying only Arabic and Quran, not minding the reality on the ground that Nigeria is a country for English. English language is the order of the day for the government, a generally accepted language to communicate with each other. Right. Is English. And for you to be a doctor, professor, engineer in Nigeria is not about the Arabic language. Now, there's nothing for them to eat. They have 4 wives, 5 wives. They have population to their advantage. But the only thing is that...
you are contradicting yourself a bit, too. Because see, overpopulation hasn't helped the North, based on what you just said. Because Nigeria, there are 200 million. Ghana next door is they have population. Yes, sir.
Listen, population has helped them in the North, regardless of what you say. There are many tribes in Nigeria that will never see the presidency. Many tribes in Nigeria that will never. I want my children, regardless if you think I want my children to be a president of this nation. I want somebody from Iwo to be a president of this nation. I want somebody from Iwo to be in the arms of the government and to be doctors, to be lawyers, to be everything, all professions of life. Because all of you that you think that you are in, you have your own profession, but you are not going to be, you have your own profession and you are not going to be in politics. Everybody must be a politician.
Okay, so I get your point now. I get your point. So it's more of a political move. Yeah.
You know why? Not only political moves. Don't get me wrong. There is a lot of advantage when it comes to population.
How many children should we have?
The advantages that comes to, because there will be manufacturing. Look at China. Let me tell you, China. China today, because of their population, they started the baby boomers. And nobody knew what they were doing. In America, the white people, they have their own people in the south of America, in the south of the United States,
right?
That they are baby boomers, and they use this to their advantage. Then they take the black people, which are just 13% of the population, to do family planning and not have children, because you can't care for them. But believe me, and then they make laws. They make some laws that are so hard that you will get a criminal record. When you have that criminal record, most of our black people ends up in jail. China did what? China populated their own place. When they know they are over 1 billion, do you know what they did? Then they send their children out to start doing what we call industrial spy. And then they start telling the United States and all developing nations, all developed world. Do you know what they told them? Huh?
No.
They told them to bring their companies. We have low cost of labor, because anywhere there is population, there will be low cost of labor. When there's low cost of labor, that's where manufacturers are attracted to.
Okay.
China took all these companies in, and what did they gain? Do you know what they gained? They gained what we call technological transfer. They did industrial spy. Okay. They made their children, all those manufacturing of iPhone, Samsung, and all of them that went to China. Then they stole they took their technology by telling their children to learn, or they went through a process. Do you know the process they went through? It's called CLO. The CLO process is copy, learn, overtake. When you copy before, in the 70s, anything from China, in the 80s, 90s, anything from China, it's fake. Those are the time they start copying.
Okay. Okay, so I think I got the point on it.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Then they learn it. Today, there is nothing from China that is fake. Everything Chinese is original, because they have taken over. For black people to take over the world, for black people to take over the world, we need more population, and we cannot just tell our people not to have children anymore. Okay. The population, we go with education in technical, in science, in arts. You can't say you are populating and you think that population leads to growth, because investors will be attracted to anywhere there is population.
Okay, so I think we've made the point, and I think we all hear your views on that. But I have quite a bit of other things I'd like to talk to you about, so I don't want to dwell too much on population. Recently, you gave out quite a bit of pepper spray concerning the issue of rape. Why did you take up that issue? Why was it so important to you to take up that issue?
Why not? If we see all these barbarians, if we see all these animals in human skin who have low self-esteem, that cannot just talk to a woman. Me personally, let me tell you, even if you are the president of Nigeria and you are not married, I will come to you and say I like you, because that's how bold and confident I am as a man. I will never rape anybody. And I want to tell my children, for them to be able to safeguard themselves, the only thing that can a little bit help the women in this day and age, go overseas, in every wallet of a white woman, you will see pepper spray. It's like your lipstick. Pepper spray should be like your lipstick. Pepper spray, because we have many animals in human skins. We have, not only in Nigeria, we have serial rapists everywhere. We have Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial rapist. There are many serial rapists in America. There are many serial rapists in Canada. There are many some people are sick. Not everybody. So the only way I can help my children that are females in the war is to do this, though they might not know where to get pepper spray, or they might not have money to buy pepper spray. So I bought it. I used my own personal money. I bought it, and
you keep saying you use your personal money. You must be very rich.
Let me tell you, I am not rich, but if I do something, I should tell you I did it. Why not? I can say. What's wrong with telling you that? Didn't you build your own house with your own personal money from your sweat? So what is it that I use? I use my it's my own money. I didn't take the money. I sweat.
It's fine. But you imported it from America. You imported the pepper spray. Can we localize pepper spray in Nigeria? Because it seems that it might be quite expensive to import it
give
from
me
America.
A pepper spray. Talua, man. Pepper spray, man. Give me a box. I still have more. I bought thousands of them to give to my because I want to save my community. I am the servant of these people. Give me the pepper spray. This is previous pepper spray. This is more. This is a pack. This is pepper spray.
Right. So you give it out. Free of charge.
Free or no? Why would I sell it? I'm not going to sell it. I use everything that I have to serve my people. I don't take nothing from them.
Okay, so let's get a bit personal, sir. Every morning I see you jogging and running in your community. I mean, you're a king like no other. There's just something different about you. Sometimes you just see you, in your suit and jeans, shirts, and a palace, doing cool boy. 1 second, we see you in yellow, green, orange, pink, orange colors. I mean, you're just different. Number one, what's with the colors that you're always wearing? Number two, why are you always going around jogging? Must you do that? Can't you jog and exercise in your own house? And thirdly, okay, go ahead.
I'm not going to do that because everything I do in my palace is not seen outside. So what do? If you want to lead by example, you let the people see you. You let the people see you so that they can do exercise too. It's healthy for you to exercise. So if you are the leader of your people, let them see you and then put it in the media. Let them see most of your people who are trying to be obese, who are not trying to eat right. All this, we don't want it. I want an healthy community. I want in 30 years' time to see healthy people in my community. I don't want people who are sick. I don't want to be a king over sick people. Okay. I don't want to be a king over people that doesn't know about exercise, about eating right. Those are the things. Those are the things that exposure brings.
But you do cool guys sometimes. I see you in your suit and your jacket and your face scarf.
Because I want them to be cool.
Oh wow, nice.
Why not? Okay. So you want my people to be old and raggedy?
No, hey, do you? Do you?
I want my subjects to be bold, to be confident.
Yeah.
I want to boost their low self-esteem.
Right. Okay.
That's how you motivate the people. You don't motivate the people by acting. Let me tell you, everybody thinks I am me. I am who I am. Accept me for who I am, or you go places.
Talking about who you are, King.
I'm not going to, let me tell you, I'm not going to change who I am because I'm a king. I'm a king, I'm the servant of the people. So the way I live my life and be healthy, I want my people to be healthy. The way success comes to this town, I want it to come. I want them to be swag. I want them to swag. I want them to I want them to live life. I want them to be free. This is the way.
Kabiyesi, I have very little time. I want to manage
if you believe that your own your own king should be like a old man doing like this, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
If you think I should be talking to you like, oh, mommy, no, don't think, you're wrong to see me, to think I'm going to be a king like that.
Okay.
This is
All
the
right.
way,
This
this is the way I can pass the message. I have a community. I know my own town. I know what my people need, and we need to move. Yes.
Okay, that's
and
fair.
Since I've been on the throne, I've put Iwo on the map.
So trust me, we know Iwo. Everybody knows Iwo now. But I have to ask you about your. Oh, no, I never did until I met you. But everybody's interested in your love life. Let me tell you why. Because recently Olori has gone. Everybody wants to know who is the next Olori. How do you plan to bring in a new Olori? And can people apply to become an Olori? I mean, that's like the question I'm hearing now. Can we apply?
Yeah, the past is the past. But listen to me.
Pause. I have to go. My what they call that thing? The what they call it? Yeah, Instagram 1 hour has actually 1 hour. Don't see. So I'm going to pause it, and we're going to go back and come back in 2 seconds. Emma knows anyway. Come right back. Segbo, it's going to go 1 hour. Segbo, Kabiyesi, you answer that question. 1 hour has gone already. 1 hour has gone like that.
Doesn't float you.
It doesn't. So I have a few seconds left. So I'm going to close it right now, and then
what kind of
Instagram
are you using? Okay.
It's Instagram now. After 1 hour, the man cut off. So 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay.